Well, good morning, folks. Good morning. Another beautiful day, another week coming to an end. And let's see, today is the 25th. It's a Friday. And got a new scene. So we finished up the old scene. And so now I'm starting a new scene. And in this one, um, each character that I'm animating for this little short I'm doing has two scenes in this opening. And so what I'm doing here is I'm going and animating two scenes with each character. I have four characters, and so far I've done one of each character. Yesterday I finished up the second scene of one of the characters, and now I'm doing the second scene of another one of the characters. And so this little girl is painting. Um, uh, she did a painting earlier. She did a scene before, and now she's doing another scene where she's painting again. And so, one of the things that I mentioned before about when you start animating a scene is how you might get started on a scene, and everybody will start scenes differently. A lot of what you do when you're animating will depend on how you see your scene progressing, how you see it developing, how you're moving through it. And that can be very highly individual in terms of how you approach it. So, um, in other words, it's not like there's just one way and that's the only way you can do it. Um, there are methods, there are approaches that work really well. When I was at Disney, I learned certain approaches and methods of how to do stuff, which work great. And I certainly would tell anybody who's an animator, especially someone starting out, that of course it's good to start and use the methods that work. But after years of animating, and doing different animated scenes and different characters and situations, you will start to develop maybe your own specific, your own particular way of doing something. Or you may have just different ways of looking at something. So, in other words, I guess as long as you understand what the process is and what you know you need to do, the order in which you do it could be whatever works for you. Okay? And in some ways, that can influence how you start a scene, how you finish it, and how you get into it. I said all of that to say this. Yesterday evening, I did this drawing of the scene in the scene, and this is the first drawing in the scene. And as you can see, the character is in the middle of an action here. Um, so my reason for mentioning this is that what I want to get across is that this drawing impressed me in terms of how I wanted to put down an idea of what I wanted to do with the scene. So what it means is it means that this was an image that impressed me, and I just put it down immediately. But what it doesn't mean is it doesn't mean that this is the first drawing in the scene in terms of the action starting with this drawing, nor does it even mean that it's the last drawing in the scene. This drawing could be anywhere in the scene. And so sometimes I think of animation like this, where I just, a drawing impresses me or a position impresses me, and then I just start from there, and I start and I invent from that point. So as I look at this, I allow it to inspire me a little bit. Now, one of the things that I mentioned weeks and weeks ago when I was doing the very first animate, less animate bit with the guy turning and reacting, I talked about the same thing, but I talked about how I might change things as I go along. And so I'm going to talk about the same thing here. And I also want to mention that when you do your first drawings, you want to expose your drawings. You don't want to worry about timing when you first start necessarily, or at least in this way I'm working, I don't have to start that way. I just put down a number of frames that I want to hold drawings just so that I can see them. Because when I first would draw on paper, I pretty much a similar thing. I would start out with a few drawings, and I might only have 2 or 3 drawings, and I might just kind of flip those drawings. Well, you're not going to get necessarily any timing from that. You're just going to get a sense of, well, okay, maybe it'll start here and end here, or something like that. Well, it's the same thing here, but you're working digitally. You don't have the everything kind of figured out yet. You're still kind of figuring things out. So what I do is I start out and I usually hold drawings 8 frames. So like up at the top here where the mouse is waving, I'm going to go up to where it says frame and press the arrow until it says 8. And so that means now that that drawing is being held 8 frames. Then I'm going to come down here to the onion skin down here at the bottom, click on that, and then I'm going to go back up to where it says add drawing and add after. So now as you can see, I've got a new 8 frames up here, but the onion skin allows me to see through the drawing. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm sort of thinking of starting my action down here. So instead of, I'm going to start her to paint down here. So I think what I want to do here is have her looking down this way as she's about to paint. So let's see. So let's see. Okay. And I'm thinking actually maybe even having her hair kind of already in a movement here. Maybe there's been some movement for her to get her hair, that her hair is kind of reacting to her having done maybe kind of a quick action just prior to even getting in this position. So that, yeah. So she's already made this stroke here. Yeah. And then, let's see. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so we could start the action with her having already done that. Now, see, now I'm really intending this drawing here to be the first drawing. But you can see I made it as it's the second drawing. So how do I correct that? Very easily. What I'm going to do is go up here to the top, and you'll see up here it'll say, or at least it's supposed to say, oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so if you go up here to the top, you'll see it'll say delete drawing, label drawing, make cycle, and edit multiples. And then here, you'll see a little thing that says it shows a darkened drawing and a lightened drawing, and it allows you to move the lightened drawing in front. And obviously the reason why it's showing that is because this is the very first drawing. So what I can do here is, because I'm on this lightened drawing here, the icon here is the same. The darkened drawing is that one, see? And the lightened drawing now is that one. But when I click on here, this drawing I just made, now see that mimics this icon over here where it's like light and dark. So if I click on this, what it has now done, it has now reversed that. It's put this drawing here first and that one second, which is what I want. All right. So now what I'm going to do is make another drawing. So I'm going to go up here and go add after, which now puts another 8-frame drawing in the middle. And so now I'm going to come over here and make a drawing in the middle. So she's, let's see, maybe have her arm here. Okay. And let's see. Actually, I think what I'm going to do here is, well, okay. Let's see. I think, well, no, let's do this. Let me, well, actually, you know what I can do here is I can grab this whole thing and move it down. So what I'm going to do is I want to kind of have her dropping down as she's sweeping across, so that, and I'll play this, so that she's kind of dropping down, you see, as she sweeps up. So she's kind of anticipating down here. So that way, yeah, when she makes this sweeping stroke here, she's kind of going down out of the frame a little bit before she comes up. Because the idea is that she's kind of like, it's like she's painting on the frame, really. That's the effect, is that it's like she's painting directly on the screen, really. Okay. Let's see. All right, then. So let's see, and then I can have her hair. See, her hair is going to have to kind of sweep around. Let's see. So maybe, let's see. Yeah, something like that. So, yeah. So maybe, yeah, maybe we'll have her hair back here, yeah. Okay. Okay. And, yeah. I think that's good. Let's see, what does that look like? Yeah, see, so she's kind of sweeping up. Yeah, there we go. All right, and then, so we'll add another drawing after this one. All right, and, yeah, okay. So maybe with this one, we'll be closer to the last drawing. So maybe she's, yeah, we got her arm. Maybe we can have that here, and we get more of a sweep here. She's kind of starting to kind of jump up, maybe, yeah. She starts to jump up a little bit there. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, you put like a just a rough indication, and you can flip that. You see, so you can see whether it's kind of following in the flow. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of working. Okay. So let's see. All right. So yeah. All right. So um, okay. So have the brush here. Okay. And okay. That's sweeping that way. We got keeping this from the... Yeah, because see, she's painting. It's like she's painting directly on the screen. That's the effect. Okay. Let's see, that hand here could be coming back. So we'd have something like, maybe like that, where the hand is, sort of flip that. See, the hand is kind of coming around and back. This is where we would be like, you know, if this was done on paper, you'd be rolling the drawings to see how everything is kind of fitting together. Okay, there we go. All right, so, alrighty, let's see. I think I want to follow her looking, maybe have her eyes up here. Okay. Yeah. And there we go. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's see. We might be able to kind of get a flip on the hair here, maybe a little bit. Let's see. Maybe a little something like that. Let's see what that does. Yeah, that's not too bad. We can follow through on that. So let's see. Okay. Her mouth is obviously going to be covered there. Let's see here. All right. Okay, so that. Okay. Maybe a little piece of hair right here. There we go. Okay. That's not bad. Let's flip that. We have, gosh, that's 32 frames. Well, of course, it's on 8s, so I guess the question is, do I want to... Well, all the scenes don't have to be the same length. That's true. I mean, realistically, if I was going to time this, I'd probably say, well, maybe the first frame, let's try this. If we take this down to 4s, make every frame 4. It's like it's taking into account that you're going to put either a frame between each frame. So this is going to go fast now. Yeah, so you zoop. Yeah, so let's say, I mean, realistically, you probably wouldn't want it to be quite that fast. So let's say we go back. Okay, stop. And let's say, let's make this. All right, let's see. Well, maybe like the last frame, we'll make 6 frames. Maybe the first frame, 6 frames. Let's see. I like to play with timing, see what we get. So, yeah, it's like it maybe speeds up in the middle. That's one way to look at it. It could be. But see, even then, it's like that's a pretty short scene. Like right now, if I were to kind of stay with the flow of a timing like that, that's only 20 frames. It's not even a second long. So I think I would feel better if I had a little more going on here. So I don't want to just make it that short of a scene. I'm going to make it a little longer. So let's see. Maybe, you know what? Maybe actually, maybe she comes all the way around like she's making an O. Yeah, we could do that. So let's say we'll say add a frame at the end. And let's say she's down here. and she's made the O like it's like this, right? Maybe it even connects. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Maybe it connects. Maybe she comes back to here. This arm is going to be there. Maybe her shirt kind of flows up. Maybe her hand is up high because it's coming down, right? And yeah, maybe she's coming down here. Maybe her shirt kind of flies up a little bit because she's coming down to make the O, see? And then her hair also would be flowing down, right? That's kind of cool. Okay, let's just get a sense of that. Oh yeah, so see, she makes a complete. Um, she's making a complete letter zero or letter O. Yeah, like that. She's coming all the way around and making an O. Let's see. She's hooking back up into the first frame. Oh, yeah. The timing, so that takes us to 26 frames. It's a little bit over. It's almost a second. We could probably fiddle with the timing a little bit to get it. Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's see. So, like here, this frame, um, because here right now we're just doing the extremes. She's smiling here. Okay. So, got her hair flying up there. Right? And maybe her little shirt flies up just a little bit. So you see just a little bit of her midsection there. She's coming back down. Okay. How do I get that hair across there? Well, let's see. I guess I can do that. Do I have the hair behind or in front? Well, let's see. I guess if I've got this arm, okay, let's see. That arm's got the, is that the same arm? It is, okay. So let's see. The bracelet's there. Right. Okay. And this arm, I guess, is going to be in the front, I guess. So the hair is coming back down that way. Okay, I think that's right. Okay, let's play that. Oh, yeah. Huh. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah. I like that. I mean, we're right at, like I say, we're at 26 frames. That's not bad. That's almost a second. Well, it's a little over a second. So if we can kind of stick with timing that's in that range, we should be fine. Because I wanted all these scenes to be like right around 2 seconds, maybe a little bit more than 2 seconds, but right at 2 seconds. Because I felt like that was enough with each character doing about a 2 second bit. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll stop here then. All right. Yeah. So fun. Okay. So great. We've got started for our next scene here. We got it mapped out. We got a direction. We know where we're going. So that's all great. All right. So I will see you guys next week on Monday. Today is Friday, so I won't see you tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday unless I get ambitious and decide to do something I generally don't. On the weekends, I take some time off. Anyways, have a beautiful day, folks. Have a great weekend. Thank God once again for your talents and gifts. God blesses each and every one of us with something specific and special and different. Never feel like that you have to do what someone else is doing because your life is unique in the way God has designed it, and He blesses each and every one of us. So thank Him, give Him praise, give Him credit, give Him honor and love. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for doing what you did for us, saving us all, or at least giving us all an opportunity to be saved, and allowing our free will to affect whether or not we receive it. So have a beautiful day, folks, and don't forget, Jesus is Lord.